This is Gary Gedall, psychologist, psychotherapist, here in England. Strangely enough, I'm in my car in England. I'm on my way to Dover to take the ferry back to Calais, and um, I will be driving back from Calais to Switzerland sometime tomorrow, with maybe a few stops just to rest. Hi, good evening. So I'm here in England in my car, um, driving back to Switzerland. So tonight we are going to talk the first part of Who is Prince Harry. Now, Prince Harry, it's very interesting, his story, because there are a lot of things in his story, although it might not seem obvious, but there's a lot of Prince Harry's story, which is actually very similar to Meghan Markle's. Now, you might not feel that there's any likelihood that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle could have had the same experiences of being children, but it's not actually true because they have. Both of them had their parents split up when they were very young. So Meghan, her mother left, Doria left when she was 2 to go and to do other things. I don't know exactly when I can't remember when the divorce was. It was a few years later, but the separation was when she was 2. And for Prince Harry, what I understand is that his mother started seeing other men quite early on in the relationship with Prince Charles, now King Charles, and so there was also conflicts and separation quite early on in his early life. So both of them had situations where the parents split up. With Doria and Thomas, it was literally split up. They literally changed houses and things like that. With Diana and Charles, I think they still seemed to keep a family together, but they didn't really. They spent a lot of time apart, and they did different things. So, and again, both children, Meghan and Harry, had to deal with their parents being split up or being separated, and having more time with their fathers, who were more stable and more present. Although Harry, as you will see, quite soon went off to all sorts of schools at a young age, which is, I suppose, in the English system is not unusual. And he went to various schools, and then quite quickly went to boarding school, and eventually went to Sandhurst. So he spent a lot of time in institutions, whereas Meghan, she was less in institutions, she was more in normal school until she went to university. But just the same, the mothers were very busy doing other things, and they both must have experienced their mothers being not available, and yet their mothers being incredibly interesting people. So that's the framework. I'm going to now and try and um, play the video. Well, let's hope it works, because it's complicated with this, because I'm using a pad. Okay, where is it? You can see it, but I can't. Why is it not showing up on that? As I say, it's very complicated. So there's that. There's that. Aha. There we go. Why is it no sound? In the sound. Oh no, what's happening with the sound here?
So finally, we come to the prince.
Okay.
What I found it to be a very interesting story. Well, one could say that Prince Harry was a lost soul. Meghan had a vision board, whatever you call it, and he was on it. He was in her sights. She organized it. She organized his blind date because she wanted him. She wanted what she thought she'd get. She wanted to become a princess. That's who she wanted for herself. We could say it was all calculated, and there was nothing else there. Basically, she was the predator and he was the prey. And she went and she got him. The idea that she had no idea as to who he was doesn't hold water. The people who set up the date definitely must have known. So even if Meghan had lived under a rock all her life, she would surely have been informed. Simple. Predator and prey. Well, maybe not quite so simple as all that. You see, what I found while doing this research, that my research reveals some very interesting parallels between them. So, we know that Harry's personality is shaped by his royal upbringing, but he was also the victim, not only due to the grief he experienced due to the death of his mother. There was also the separation of his parents, and that he was a prince, that his father was a future king, and his mother was a princess. But they had a relationship that deteriorated. And it deteriorated possibly in the late 80s, if not certainly in the early 90s. The separation became public in 1992, and at that point, Harry was 8 years old when they started the official separation. But I could imagine there had been years of either coldness or rows, or something of a discomfort between Charles and Diana from quite an early age of Harry. So Harry was growing up from a young age with a dysfunctional couple. And at 8 years old, there was the official separation. And then 4 years later, there was a divorce. And then the year after that, there was the death. Yet somewhere, I feel that Harry sort of lost his mother well before her death. I believe that although there were some extraordinarily positive times that he spent with his mother, for instance, when he was 6 or 7 years old, he travelled with her to Canada, and at 8 years old, he travelled with her to Germany. Then there was those parents' day at school. I remember seeing that she participated totally. She took off her shoes and ran a race, just like any other mother. And I think she was great. I think she was great as a mother, but I don't think she was particularly present. And this is what I find fascinating. It is the similarity from the way I see it to Meghan and her mother. Because I believe that Meghan's mother was also very absent. Although the moments they were together might have been extraordinary and wonderful. And I do believe that her mother is also someone very special. Just like Diana was someone really special. But I believe both of them, Harry and Meghan, had similar experiences, similar emotional experiences as children. And it fits into my appreciation of one of the important reasons why couples get together. I've done videos on this, and I've spoken about this on various occasions, that there are 3 main reasons why people are attracted to each other, other than the stuff on the outside. That's to say, being attractive. But I feel that these episodes are already long enough. However, I will repeat, drawn to each other is that they've had similar emotional experiences in childhood. Having similar childhood experiences also often includes having similar parental figures. Not only had they, in my opinion, exceptional but unavailable mothers, but I feel there are also interesting similarities in their fathers. One I feel is that they both have, and still have, kind, generous, solid, supportive fathers. Both Thomas and Charles, I think, are extraordinary human beings. Actually quite wonderful. Caring, solid, not necessarily what I'd call brilliant. I hope they've stopped imprisoning people in London Tower for the crime of lèse-majesté. I'm really sorry, King Charles. And it's not that I have anything against our king, because I think he's absolutely wonderful and has, like his parents, a wonderful sense of humour. Long live the Gunchos!
Hello, Coles. My name's Blue Bottle.
But I also find him to be very practical and very reasonable. And everything he does, and the same thing as Thomas with his lighting and things like that, I think King Charles is very, very reasonable and practical.
Daytime Emmy Awards for Lighting Direction awarded to Thomas Markle Sr. 1985, winner for Outstanding Achievement in Lighting Direction for the drama series Santa Barbara. 1986, nomination for Outstanding Achievement in Lighting Direction for the drama series Santa Barbara. 1987, nomination for Outstanding Achievement in Lighting Direction for the drama series Santa Barbara. 1988, winner for Outstanding Achievement in Lighting Direction for the drama series Santa Barbara.
The Prince's Trust Enterprise Program problem. People are unemployed resources. People could start their own businesses. Limitations. People lack basic knowledge and funds. Solution. 1. Assess people's business project. 2. Offer basic knowledge courses. 3. Invest monies to cover basic funding. Result. The Prince's Trust, now the King's Trust Enterprise Program, has helped over 91,000 young people to start their own business.
So, just to take a look at some of the most important endeavours of Prince, now King Charles. The Prince's Trust, his most influential social project. He has helped over 1 million disadvantaged young people into work, education, or training, which has had a major long-term impact on youth employment and social mobility. Early climate change advocacy. He was one of the first major public figures to warn about global warming, influencing political, business, and public awareness decades before it became mainstream. The Sustainable Markets Initiative, a global platform engaging major corporations in climate action that mobilizes private sector investment toward net zero and nature restoration. Terra Carta, a charter guiding businesses towards sustainable practices aligned with environmental protection, supported by major international companies and financial institutions. The Poundbury Development, an influential model for human-scale, mixed-use urban planning. He helped revive interest in traditional architecture and community-focused design. The Duchy Originals / Waitrose Duchy Organic Initiative created one of the earliest mainstream organic food brands in the UK. He played a key role in normalizing organic and sustainable farming. Rainforest and deforestation campaigning. His long-standing advocacy helped push forest protection onto international policy agendas. The Prince's Foundation, an umbrella organization. A major influence in heritage conservation, traditional crafts, sustainable architecture, and community regeneration.
And they both married. I mean, Charles was sort of obliged to marry. It wasn't his it wasn't his choice. But they both married women with a lot of energy. They were out there, very positive, very dynamic, very active. They were doing things and speaking. So I believe that actually both Meghan and Harry had very, very emotionally similar childhoods. And the other dimension which I talk about is levels of functioning. Now, when people, the way they function or dysfunction, that has to be at the same level. You find someone that's equally introvert or equally extrovert, but equally so. You find someone messy, then you'll find someone equally messy, or you will find one equally tidy, extremely tidy. The opposites or similarities. They say that opposites attract. There's truth in that. But only if there are opposites at the same level. They also say that birds of a feather flock together. Again, people who are similar in their levels of functioning. And I believe Harry is not very quick. He's not very confident within himself. And to have somebody that's very confident, very sure, a take-charge sort of person, that would fit his weaknesses. That would fit his anguishes, his lack of clarity of who he is and what he should be. Because whatever you say about Meghan, she's so clear of who she is and who she's supposed to be. Now, you might disagree with that. We might have a lot of things to criticize her for, but her assurance of who she is and her rights in this world and what she should have. And yes, it's true. I believe it's true that both of them have been pretty spoiled by their fathers. After all, one was the equivalent of a multi-millionaire and the other, well, the other is more than a millionaire and a future king. They've been given an awful lot by their fathers, who more than likely were not particularly available either, but they did their best. So, that's about all we have time for tonight. Yes, I know it could be a bit frustrating, but we need to keep these segments from becoming too long. Tune in next Monday for my conclusion of who is Prince Harry and why his history feels so similar to that of Meghan's. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell and leave a comment. Until next time, kindest, Gary.
Okay, so there we are. I have no idea what you've seen, how much of it you've seen. What I've seen on my tablet, it's all cut off into a portrait mode, and I have no idea why, and I have no idea how to deal with it, how to make it any better. But next week I'll be back on my usual computer. If you want to watch this again, it exists on Facebook and it exists on YouTube on both my channels. So you can watch it again if it's not been perfect for you. If it hasn't, I apologize. I've had to stop in a parking just to be able to do this, to make sure that I keep on to my my Monday nights as promised. And you're here, and I appreciate you being here. So it makes it worthwhile. So next week will be the second half of Harry, and we'll also have a look at a bit of his personality, what ChatGPT has about him, how they look at him, and we go on. And after that, if I'm right, it's a case study, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet. I've got some very amusing ideas. Maybe I'll make it like a picture book. I haven't quite decided yet, but that's going to be something that's very interesting. It's a story, but the story itself has obviously, because it's a therapy, although I changed an awful lot of details, will show you how people can experience their lives, and what they experience as their lives is wrong. And it's a weird thing to say, is that my job as a therapist sometimes is to correct people's visions of their own lives. Now, that's a very, very interesting piece of the work that I do. It's a high responsibility to do that to people. Anyway, so that's in 2 weeks, if all goes well, and I get the time to get everything up to date. I'm a bit behind because I've been busy writing a book on hypnosis, a technique called indirect hypnosis, which will be coming out sometime in the year. I've realized I need to add a few more chapters, but it's going forward, and that's if anybody's interested in hypnosis and trauma, it can be a very interesting thing to read. Talks about how memories are formed, how we receive stuff, how the bits of our memories are separated into different parts. I'm looking at people outside, and how trauma affects that. And I have a chapter that I realize I haven't written, is that how we remember things and how things are triggered. So that's an extra chapter that I'll be writing in the next few weeks. So that's a reason why I'm a bit stressed, a bit behind. And of course, I've had to come to England this week to pick up someone and to take all their stuff back to Switzerland, which is why I'm driving and in the car. So anyway, that's us. Thank you for your attention. Send me messages, send me comments. As I say, if the video did not play properly, it exists definitely on YouTube, and in its complete and normal form. So if you're missing out. So that's it for now. Thank you for your attention. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now. How do I stop this? Okay, I don't know how to stop this. I'm stuck. Is there something else here? Someone that says hide, no, video content, video camera. No, that's well, we're still live. And I have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe that looks nice. End stream. Okay, end stream. Bye. I'm going now. Goodbye.